Hey, good morning, everyone. Grace and peace. Welcome to Find the Intersection. My name is Paul Dezay. Today we're talking about Psalm number 85, a great psalm. My Bible says it's a prayer for the restoration of God's favor, a prayer for the restoration of God's favor. So that's kind of an overall heading for what this psalm is about. A few things that stood out to me as I read through the psalm this morning. Number one, the first three verses, if you kind of break this psalm down, the first three verses talk about God's faithfulness, that God has delivered, restored Israel in the past. And so God has been faithful in the past. So we see that as the psalmist says, Lord, you were favorable to your land. You restored the fortunes to Jacob. You forgave the iniquity of your people. You pardoned all their sin. You withdrew your wrath and you turned from your hot anger. So the first three verses talk about the faithfulness of God. Then the next section, verses 4 through 7, is a prayer for God to do it again, to deliver, to restore, to do what he did in the past. If God is faithful in the past, then God will be faithful in the present, right? Restore us again. This is verse number 4. Restore us again, O God of our salvation, and put away your indignation towards us. Will you be angry with us forever? The emotion that the psalmist talks about, how God has emotions and anger, it reminds me of what we read yesterday in Hosea, where God is definitely upset, but yet at the end of the day, God restores. That's who he is. He's a redeeming God. So we have the faithfulness of God in the first three verses, and then 4 through 7 is a prayer for God to do it again. So a prayer for God to restore us again or revive us again. And then what I loved about the closing section of the psalm, verses 10 through 13, is these four characteristics are the response to and the result of what God does, right? So the prayer brings about these four characteristics of who God is, and then those characteristics get embodied into us, right? So we have steadfast love. It says steadfast love and faithfulness will meet, right? And then righteousness and peace will kiss each other. And so we have steadfast love, faithfulness, righteousness, and peace are the result of God moving in the hearts of his people. And so those are God's characteristics, and then those characteristics get embodied into us, and we live out those characteristics of steadfast love, faithfulness, righteousness, and peace. And then that gets spread throughout the people of God. So kind of backing up and summarizing a little bit, God is faithful. And we pray for God to redeem, restore, renew us. And that exhibits faithfulness in us. All right. So God's faithfulness brings about our faithfulness. And so there's this huge connection here, which is the essence of what covenant is all about, which we talked about yesterday in Hosea. So, hey, that's what I got. What did you get today from Psalm number 85? If you would share your thoughts in the comments. And we'll be back tomorrow to put it all together for the weekly intersections. I'm super excited to share what I've gotten this week out of the passages, but I'm more excited to hear what you got as you studied the word this week. So, hey, you guys have a great day today, and I will see you tomorrow. Grace and peace. Bye.